Hello everybody and welcome to Mudrunner, and today we're going to do a quick mod test with the ZIL 157 mod from the workshop. And as you can sort of see, it's quite a nice looking truck, and also it has quite a few add-ons. I mean, carriage, I guess that's the thing, garage cart, garage parts, and it's a little hard to see because I haven't got the camera set up properly, but various trailers, which I think may have come from a trailer pack as well, plus its own garage parts trailer, and Seashore log, spare tank. That's actually pretty essential because this only has one small fuel tank. Tractor. What is... oh, that's only a little thing. And it's like an articulated one, utility trailer, and like right at the bottom, this is actually something I want to take. Is this actually came from was required for the man 6x6, but seeing as it works with this mod as well, I might as well try it just for... okay, let's see, where is... I might go with that one, seeing as the other one didn't seem to like running the carriage with this auxiliary tank. And I think there was, yeah, more auxiliary fuel. Yeah, because you can't have the spare tank and that unless you go with carriage, and that actually has a auxiliary tank with it, does it? Yeah, it does. Oh, I see how it goes now. Anyway, I'm going to have to take this over to the fuel station and fill up, and then I'm going to take it over to the log area and load up down there. And I think I'll just quickly take it to the fuel station, then I'm going to cut out the bit to the log loading area because it just simply takes too long otherwise. And I actually don't have a lot of time today to record, well, at least record with the mic on. This truck actually has a decent amount of performance. I mean, I was playing with this exact setup on another map last night, and it was surprisingly good. Didn't like steep hills obviously, but it was making decent headway even with the large trailer on the back. Although you certainly do, as I said, you need all the auxiliary fuel tanks because, well, it only got 150 litres, and when running full load it'll draw quite a bit, like 10 litres a minute, which doesn't give you much in reserve when making a delivery. And anyway, this particular truck in real life is a 100 odd horsepower, maybe a little bit more than that, side valve petrol engined truck with a top speed of about 65 kilometers an hour, at least from what I was looking up the other night. And they were produced up until I think the early 60s. Well, in major production, apparently they were replaced by the 130 series or something, and 131 and all that, if I remember rightly. Obviously I don't have any of that on the monitor at the moment because I'm gaming. But going back to this one, as you can see, it's making decent headway. It's not fast by any means, but that doesn't really matter much. And one reason why I like this particular trailer is it actually has its own fuel tanks as well. So you have even more fuel at your disposal. Anyway, we're now at the fuel station. I'm just going to top everything up, and then I'll get back to you when I get to the log loading area. Okay, that's all finished. Carriage, trailer, another 800 litres. So yeah, I actually have no more fuel problems. So I'll see you when I get to this, get to the log loading area. Alright everybody, and welcome back from the little break I just took, and we're finally at the log station. Now I just got to get this in and lined up and everything. Then we can see how well it works with 6 log points on it, as this particular tray I think only holds 2, if I remember rightly. Like I said, I've already tried out this combination before, so I actually know that it works. But it's still, this truck doesn't really like the deep mud that much. It'll do it, but it struggles a bit. Now let's see, I think I'll try loading the rear trailer first. Yeah, alright, I can do. And it needs to be moved, right, doesn't it? Although this particular trailer actually can be jacked up. And let's see, then I need to put 2 points there. So I now have 6 points on this truck. Of course, now comes the fun part of trying to turn around. Just one of the reasons why I prefer this trailer over the others is that you can have a bit more room to maneuver. Though as you can see, with all the weight on the back, it doesn't really want to steer that much. And we can just turn around. Which looks pretty ridiculous, but that's, as I said, that's one of the reasons why I like this, for its agility. With the setup over the ones with the drawbar trailers, which can get a bit difficult, especially if you have to do backup maneuvers like I'm doing. And as you notice, the steering is also quite slow on this rig. And actually, while I'm here, I might top up the fuel tank. And let's see, 800. There we go. And I now have filled up the left tank again. And then we will be setting off towards this lumber mill over here. And I'm trying to remember the path. I know you can sort of duck through this watery area around the top here. Is doable if you have something with a decent amount of pulling power. I mean, this can probably do it as well, but there's also a longer route that's a little bit safer. But seeing as I am a bit short on time, I will probably take the risky route and see if I can deliver it or if I get bogged. Anyway, I still haven't quite settled on an ideal map for doing the mod tests. Coast was my preferred one in the previous one, but Seashore here, the modified version of it, isn't as convenient as the log loading area isn't so close to the starting point. Also, since I don't have Spintires Plus mod anymore, though maybe someone will come up with something similar, I do have to worry about things like fuel and damage. And so that's the point where I have to make the decision whether I'm going to keep going that way or take the riskier route. I've got to take the riskier route. At least it's probably going to be more entertaining for you. Maybe not as much fun for me, because it's quite a challenging path. I mean, my only other one was actually in the B130, the ZIL 130. But I had the Curavets tractor to drag through the tough bits, which I don't in this particular. I haven't unlocked it yet. So I'm on my own. On the other hand, I do have a rough idea where I need to drive, so that's sort of makes the thing, and this is something of a challenging route. Of course, the camera's not perfect. It'd be nice if I had a decent top-down sort of view, sort of, so I could look down on the truck from above. Not quite 100%, but say maybe 30-40 degrees back, sort of like you can do in, say, Euro Truck Simulator, an American Truck Simulator. Though I will admit the slightly offset to one side. Please tell me you're not stuck. Yes, you are stuck. Oh well, that can be cured. Bump it a few times and it all sort of crumbles ahead of this thing. As I said, this is actually quite a strong vehicle despite not being particularly powerful. I mean, it's not struggling too much with this load, and I haven't reached the deep fording point, although I'm probably getting on now. As you can see, that trailer looks weird when you duck into a hollow because it's a centre balance trailer. see, I think I have to come around here. Try and not hit the dead tree remnants. Just need to loop around here, and there's the trail. And as you can see, speed is very slow, but it just keeps me rolling, so this is actually quite a good truck for rough terrain, at least from my observations. And it's reasonably small, so it can get through the pretty bits, and where you're going through, fighting your way through like tight quarters. I mean, with this setup I fought my way through a tightly packed bunch of trees on one of the other maps to find a shortcut. But as you can see with the setup, I am burning a lot of fuel. That's sort of the price you pay for the performance. And I think that drive shaft under there is still floating. I think it did that in the last Spintires as well. Still, we're getting our heading in now. I mean, it's engaging second, which is quite impressive really, although I think the gearing on this truck is very low. But it doesn't seem to be phased by much. Steep hills mostly, but that's just a case of low power and quite a bit of weight. I mean, the real thing, I think, is only rated for about 2.5, maybe 3 tons on the back of the truck. Isn't it like a 3.5 ton trailer? Well, at least when you're taking them off road. On road, I think it was something like a 7 ton trailer. I did read the specs a while back because I was looking up for some information on it. And in any case, we are nearly at our destination. It's just through these trees over here. It's a bit tight quarters to push through, but it's an easier way around, so we are nearly there. And would take an act of gross stupidity on my part to somehow stuff this up. I mean, there's plenty of trees to dig over, and even those rocks aren't being much of an obstacle. But yeah, this thing won't win any racing contests. And despite Wikipedia says gives its top speed as 40 kilometers an hour for some reason, although maybe that's what it does in low range. Anyway, we're just around the corner now, and as you can see, this is quite a capable mod, and it's one I'm actually quite fond of, as I had it back in the original Spintires as well. It was generally a rather capable truck, though as you can see, I'm burning through fuel at quite a rate and have only limited capacity, which is something, so you have to make sure you have all the auxiliary tanks, and in my case the trailer I'm pulling also has. Actually, I think that's one disadvantage of this particular trailer, is that it does, to a degree, pull the truck in a straight line. I guess this truck isn't really heavy enough. But as you can see, you can sort of just bunch around, and once you get it sorted, it's quite, does handle alright. Anyway, this is probably the first of many mod videos, and I might stick with Seashore, although I have one that I think I'll take to Deluge simply because this map doesn't have enough challenge for it. And there we are, completed the unload, and it didn't actually take us long, only about, well, 20 minutes for the whole thing, for the whole trip from there through. So I'll see you next time in Spintires Mudrunner.